Hey y'all. I cut my thumb when I was doing my nails, and I thought that instead of leaving it just like nailless, I would put a bandage on it, but I don't have normal band-aids, so I had to like wound care package this shit up. But now at least when you see my nails, it makes sense. Like I injured myself. I was on Reddit yesterday and I saw something about a haunted house and my brain immediately went back to McKamey Manor. I've made 2 videos on McKamey Manor at this point, so I'll have them linked down below. I'm not gonna go on a McKamey Manor rant again, but I ended up going to the McKamey Manor subreddit and I found this post and it had a video attached. Honestly, it's probably one of the most disgusting videos I've ever watched. I'm gonna show you guys bits and pieces of it in a second, but first I want to explain what the fuck this video is even gonna be about. That's just like a part of it. Like I want to show you guys this. That's pretty much going to be the end of the McKamey Manor talk. While I was sick, I watched this movie called House LLC. I watched it on Amazon Prime, and when I watched the movie, I thought it was real. I thought this was like a real event that took place. The way that it's filmed just like a documentary, and the description of the movie was like, I don't know, it just everything made it sound like this was a real movie. And so I went through like the whole first movie believing that this shit actually happened, and my mind was blown. Like I was fucking terrified. And then I looked it up because I was like, I don't think this is real. And it's not a real movie, but there are 3 of them. And so I watched all 3 of the movies, and honestly, they were pretty fucking good. And so I do want to talk about those movies a little bit. I just remembered that I watched those movies and I wanted to talk about them because I started looking up haunted house shit. This video is going to be all over the place. I have a lot of things that I want to talk about because I also found a bunch of like Halloween haunted house attraction stories about things that have gone like horribly wrong, and I'm already scared of haunted house attractions. Like I can't go to them. I can't do real scary shit. And by real scary shit, I mean fake scary shit. Totally cool with staying in a haunted hotel, dealt with fucking paranormal shit my whole life. Like the fake Halloween stuff though, I can't do it. It scares the living shit out of me. And so this is gonna be a lot. I don't really know what this video is. I just really wanted to talk about haunted houses. We will start with the McKamey Manor video though. This isn't a video of the manor itself, but this is a video that Russ took of his girlfriend at the time, Holly. It's a 10-minute video, so I'll have it linked down below. I'm not going to show the whole thing, obviously, because I'm not just going to like let it play through, but I will cut it up into bits and pieces so you guys can see, in my opinion, the worst parts of this video. But honestly, the whole thing is just, it's really hard to watch. To give you guys like a quick summary, he put Holly, his ex-girlfriend, in a straitjacket with a hood over her head, and she's begging from the second he starts filming her to be let out of this. She's like, can you at least take the hood off of me? And she's trying to get her arms undone from the straitjacket. Did I say straight? Is it straitjacket? She's trying to get her arms free from it, whatever. And he's laughing in her face and yelling at her not to break the jacket, don't ruin the jacket. And he's telling her, no, like, I'm not gonna take the hood off. You have to do this. She begs him throughout the entire video to stop and to let her out and that she doesn't want to do this. And I don't know what happened prior to this video. I don't know what his intention was with this, but he makes her crawl through this like wired contraption, this fucking huge wire thing that's super close to the floor. He makes her army crawl through this thing as he's spraying her in the face with a hose while she's wearing a mask that she cannot breathe out of. And for him to record this and for him to be laughing at her the whole time, and then to upload this, like, this isn't on his channel, somebody uploaded this, I don't know where he posted this, but for him to make this video, and he says in the video that he's going to share it, like people are going to watch this. I mean, this is just fucking disgusting. I don't know how anybody can do this to somebody and not realize how absolutely insane this is. I've never looked into his past relationships. When I talked about McKamey Manor, I was just focused on McKamey Manor in itself and why I thought that it was wrong and why it scares me. And so I never really took the time to look into his past, but I've seen a lot of videos of people doing that, and so I'll have a bunch of my favorite videos about Russ McKamey linked down below. I just wanted to share this because I watched it and it sits so horribly with me, and I talked about McKamey Manor in my past, and I just want to show you how absolutely fucking horrible this man is.
Find the cage, stop it. Come on, find the cage. You're gonna do it, come on. No, be quiet. Come on, you're an athletic woman, be athletic, let's go. I'm filming you right now, this is for the world to see. Let's go. Don't break it, come on, let's go.
Can I do it without the hood, please?
No, that's what you wear, let's go. Get in the cage now, stop it, you're wasting my time now, let's go.
I don't know where I am.
Crawl,
Please.
crawl.
Please, Curtis, please, I don't want to do do this.
Honey, go in. Come on, get inside.
Please, I don't want to do this.
Okay, I want to film you inside. You're going to give me a time.
Please, I can't last.
Then try. No, stop it. Stop it.
Can you lift this up a little bit?
No.
Please, it's getting hard for me to breathe, please.
You're tall in your head. Now go.
Please, Russ, please. Oh my God.
Okay, get down.
Oh my God. No, Russ.
Stop.
Please put it back
Seriously, you need to stop. Put your head down. Get your head down.
Russ, please.
Honey, get your head down and get in there until you absolutely cannot do it anymore.
Russ, please, I can't. No.
Go. You better go. Go then. Go, go, go.
No.
Go.
No.
Okay, here comes more water. Here comes. Here comes.
No, I quit. I quit. Stop it.
Oh my God.
Stop it. Okay, this is as far as I can get. Seriously.
Don't quit. Come on.
No, Russ, that water freaks me out. You know that. Please
You see, it's harder than you think. So yeah, it's tough.
No.
And to all of the people who commented on my videos saying that what he's doing isn't wrong and people sign up for this, they know what they're getting into. Do you see how he treats people? It's not as innocent as you're trying to make it out to be. I mean, it's not innocent in the slightest, but people are trying to say that there's nothing wrong with it and people know what they're getting into when they sign up for it. I guess I even found, okay, actually that's another thing. I found the waiver. I'm just gonna read you guys a couple of these things. On the waiver, yes, it warns them about everything that they're gonna do to them, but these are the things that are on here. First of all, number 22 says, participant understands and agrees that they are not being tortured and it's just a game. You are torturing them. It doesn't matter if you want to call it a game. It doesn't matter if they signed up for it. This is torture. I don't even know how you could possibly write that down and think like, yeah, someone will believe this. Participant understands and agrees that they are not being beat up, kicked, slugged, or actually physically harmed. I've watched the videos. You are getting physically harmed, and that just contradicts itself later on. You'll be roughed up, but no one is there to hurt you. Knowing that, McKamey Manor is very rough and not for the meek. Participants will have bumps, bruises, possible black eyes, swelling of the face, etc. But you're not being physically harmed. Participant fully understands that by signing this waiver, they are giving McKamey Manor permission to keep nothing off the table except for sexual or inappropriate situations. Everything else imaginable can and will happen inside of McKamey Manor. You're aware of this and you're giving full permission for any action that may happen inside of McKamey Manor. Participant agrees and acknowledges that mouse traps are used within the tour, which may result in bruising, cutting, or breaking of fingers. Participants agree that if selected, they could be buried alive 12 feet under dirt and rock, to which they will have a limited amount of air and they will have to figure out how to escape, and they could possibly breathe in a significant amount of dirt, dust, or foreign objects that may cause death if the participant does not breathe properly or hold their breath at the right time. Yeah, because if they die, that's completely their fault. You fucking buried them alive. How is that a haunted house? How is this like any sort of like mental, physical test of like people's willpower? I don't know. Like, what the fuck? Burying someone alive and then blaming them if they die. And it's like, you don't know, like the people going in don't know what they're gonna get chosen for. And I agree that if you're scared of being buried alive, you probably shouldn't be doing this because there's a chance that you could be. But how are you gonna be like, yeah, well, you might get buried alive, and if you do, you might die. But that's not on us. Participants agree to partake, if selected to participate, in a height step that involves walking a plank 25 feet above ground without a safety net. They will come into contact with a variety of live poisonous animals. It is the participant's responsibility to not panic or agitate the animals. If participant is bitten, it's because the participant made a sudden movement within a confined, secured environment. And I'll have this Reddit post linked down below as well. The Reddit post is kind of like a run through of McKamey Manor, and then it does share with you some of the waiver. It blows my fucking mind. I've heard a lot of rumors that it was closed down or that Russ is in trouble or something came up about Russ. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really looked into it much, but I'm going to watch more videos as soon as I'm done filming this, and I'll have anything that I find linked down below. I'll probably have like a million videos linked down below. I just feel like if there's already a video on it, I don't want to be a broken record about it, and I would rather give credit to somebody who's already done the research and they've already made a video about it and they're already getting it out there. And so I'll have all that linked down below. But now, I want to talk about House LLC. It's like a weird transition, but I've talked about McKamey Manor so much that I feel like I don't really have anything else to say. You guys know where I stand on it. And after watching that video and reading the waiver, it's like, I can't even bring myself to to look into it anymore. It's every time I do, I'm just even more disgusted. And it just honestly, it makes me sad. I feel so bad for Holly, and I'm so fucking glad she got out of there. I can't imagine what else he put her through when he wasn't filming her, because I'm sure it got much worse than that. To me, it seems like he's testing out his traps and testing out these things on the people in his life. And she might have agreed to do it, but at a certain point, like, she's fucking terrified, and you can tell she's having trouble breathing. Okay, I'm done talking about it. You guys can go watch the full video, and I want to hear your guys' input on it. Even if you consented to that, at a certain point you gotta stop. And now I have to stop talking about it. Okay, we're talking about House LLC. The movie is about this abandoned haunted hotel. The first movie is like a documentary about these 5 friends who, they run like a haunted house attraction, and they wanted to use this abandoned hotel for their haunted house attraction because it's like already made for them. There's still all the old furniture, all the rooms are super creepy, like the whole hotel just has a really eerie vibe about it. So they were like, half of the work is done. All we have to do is add some props, hire some people to work in the haunted house, and then we're done. Like, this is easy. And there was one friend who was filming the entire thing, filming the entire process, because he wanted all of them to be able to watch it back in the future, reminisce, or get ideas, or remember certain ideas for haunted houses in the future. And so all of this documented footage was brought to these like news reporters, these journalists, by one of the girls who was a part of this Hell House, this haunted house attraction team. A bunch of weird shit starts to happen, and these kids are staying at the hotel while they're getting it prepared for Halloween. So a bunch of shit happens, a bunch of paranormal stuff, and then opening night, when they were opening it to the public, a bunch of shit went down. And honestly, it's a really fucking good movie. I was so into it, especially because I thought it was real. And it's believable, the first one. The second movie was pretty good, but the third one, I understand why they made it, because it kind of ties everything together, but it was kind of cheesy. Like, I didn't care for it until the end, I guess, because then you understand what was happening throughout the whole thing, or how this happened, how this place was chosen. And so I liked that aspect of the third one, but they're pretty good movies. I had to pay for the second and third one on Amazon Video. I don't think they're available on Netflix. They might be on Hulu, but I didn't check. Whenever I'm like watching something, I kind of forget that I can check other places, so usually I'm just like, oh, I have to buy it? Okay, I'll buy it. And they made me want to look into weird occurrences at real haunted houses. Originally, I was gonna make a whole video talking about Hell House because I thought it was real. And I thought it was like the craziest shit, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to tell people about this. And it turns out it's not. So I'm just gonna talk about other horrible things that have happened at haunted houses. So this is an article full of like mini stories about actual crimes that were committed in haunted house attractions. And the reason that I got here is because I was trying to see if anybody had died in McKamey Manor. I wanted to see if I could find anything about that. I couldn't find anything. And so I wanted to see if people had died in just like your regular haunted house attractions, you know, ones that you find like in your fucking neighborhood. There's one called the 13th Floor here in Arizona. I wanted to see if anything had happened at those places, but most of the stories about them, there's not that much information, and they usually blame it on the person attending the haunted house, and it's like, they're never liable for it. There was one girl who was 16 years old, and she had heart problems, but they think that she was literally scared to death. Her heart stopped working in the middle of the attraction. I couldn't find much about it. There's like a news story that's like a minute long. That's really all I could find. Everything had the same information as that. And then there was one story, but it was a man from Hong Kong, and he, I guess, went into a restricted area of the haunted house. He got killed by one of the props. A coffin fell on him. But again, there's really not that much information on it other than that. And so this article says, creepy clowns, sex toys, scares, and assault when fake haunted house frights cross over into real crimes. And honestly, this is more scary to me, these things happening. This is why I don't go to haunted houses, because I always say, you never know. You never fucking know. Somebody could easily sneak in there and pretend that they work there and do some shit like this. I am scared of people, and I would not put it past them to do something like this. And obviously they have done things like this, but I think all these people actually worked there. But that just goes to show you that they don't screen people. They just hire people. So the first story says, spook house clowns attack mom and teen with sex toys. Why are sex toys even a prop in this haunted house? Like, how do you not check what they have with them, what they brought with them when they're coming into work. Robert Keller, 23, and another male identified only as John Doe, gave his real name like he committed a fucking crime, reportedly taunted customers at the Massacre Haunted House attraction in the Chicago suburb of Montgomery with salacious sex talk and by pressing vibrating sex toys against their bodies. Both men were dressed as bloody clowns. Police arrested Keller for disorderly conduct and aggravated battery. The incident prompted a lawsuit from a local woman who alleged that Keller and Doe harassed her and pressed the vibrating sex toy against the butt of her 17-year-old daughter. The suit was eventually settled out of court. That is fucking disgusting. And the way that this sounds, they were doing it to multiple people. They had these as props, I'm assuming. What kind of fucking prop is that? Are you allowed to touch people? Especially with that? I just feel like it doesn't take more than 2 fucking brain cells to understand that that's completely inappropriate. And you can't use the excuse that they were just at work or they were in character. That's so fucking dumb. If you commit a crime while you're in character, it's still a crime. Like, the law doesn't just go away because you're a creepy clown. This is one of the ones that really gets to me because I don't even understand how they let this man work here. Registered sex offender caught working at Dwelling of Despair. The Dwelling of Despair in Forest of Fear is a joint Halloween attraction just outside Milwaukee that in 2015 was open for just 11 days. Unfortunately, for at least 6 of those days, registered sex offender Andy Hawthorne worked at the Charity Scare attraction and had direct contact with children, expressly violating his court orders. Hawthorne was discovered only after he took off a monster mask and an off-duty police officer there with his children recognize the offender. Do you not look into the people that you're fucking hiring? Not only are these people given the opportunity to do something really terrible to somebody or touch somebody and just claim like it was an accident, I didn't mean to touch them, I just got too close, I fucked up. But to be around children and to have these people working there, dude, fuck this shit. This next one says Daniel Rossman, 52, was arrested on 3 charges of 4th-degree sexual assault, plus counts of lewd behavior and disorderly conduct after groping both men and women at the abandoned haunted house attraction in Mount Salem, Wisconsin. In total, 8 customers complained to management about Rossman, whose transgressions included grabbing a woman's breast and humping 2 men aggressively. I just don't fucking understand. I don't understand. And then this next one says, clown canned over assault claims at Omaha's Mystery Manor. Bretton Donaldson, 27, was arrested for 3rd-degree assault after pulling a woman's hair and holding her head against a table for 10 to 15 seconds at the Mystery Manor in Omaha, Nebraska. Donaldson, who played a sadistic clown in the haunted house attraction, said he was just acting in the spirit of his character. He was fired. Like I said before, you being in character does not just like eliminate the law. Like, you are still responsible for your actions, even if you're in character. And I feel like a majority of these places, because they don't say that they're like extreme haunted houses, so I may be completely wrong with this, but most of these haunted houses, you're not even allowed to touch people, let alone pull someone's hair and then hold their head against a table. Can you imagine how traumatizing that would be? I would just be scared of what he would do next. That's already crossing a line. And I feel like after you cross that line, what else are they going to be capable of? What else are they going to do to you? And I don't know if it was just this one person or if he did it to multiple people and she's just the only person who came forward. But if she is the only person he did this to, why? Like, clearly he knew he couldn't touch anyone else like this, so why her? Why? I have so many fucking questions for these dumbass people. Cranky Clown, owner of the Texas Terror Nights, busted for child porn. Derek Ryan Lapel, 36, of Tyler, Texas, was arrested by the U.S. Marshal Service on child pornography charges just 2 weeks after he sold his ownership stake in the Terror Nights haunted house attraction. Lapel not only owned the property, but he also appeared there as a performer, portraying a character called Cranky Clown. During the investigation, which turned up videos of girls under age 11 showing their genitals, a local investigator noted, Lapel owns and manages a local haunted house, which is a large attraction for children every year. It's just genuinely terrifying to me, like the lengths that people will go to like be around children. Like, it's just fucking disgusting. Like, I guarantee you one of his main motives for wanting to open that was because children like going to haunted houses. Like, just, I want to fucking kill them all, dude. This is the last one that I'm going to talk about, and this is a longer article. It says, real life Nashville nightmare. Man stabbed at haunted house in Madison. James J. Yoakum loves haunted houses. At least he did. until this week. A Friday night visit to a Madison attraction left Yoakum with a stab wound to the arm, and Metro Nashville police at a dead end in their investigation, according to a department spokesman, Chris Mumford. An employee of the haunted house has been placed on leave while investigation continues. Yoakum, 29, and 3 friends on Friday night headed up to Nashville Nightmare in Madison, a horror-thrilled campus with 4 separate haunted houses, an escape room, carnival games, whatever. His friends talked about how Halloween was his favorite time of the year. He was especially excited about Nashville Nightmare since he previously enjoyed scary nights at the other locations run by the production company 13th Floor. Whoa! I didn't know 13th Floor was a thing other than in Arizona, so that's interesting. I didn't read the whole thing. I just read what happened to him. Yoakum and his friends started laughing and joking with somebody they thought was a cast member. At one point, he handed Yoakum's friend a knife and told her to stab him with it as retribution for a teasing joke. Keep in mind, we had been chased by chainsaws holding other weapons, all kinds of stuff all night, and it was all fake. So she stabs me with it, and everything got really black. When Yoakum looked down, he saw blood pouring from a knife wound that went clear through his forearm. The thing I remember, he said, is the guy who gave it to her kind of freaking me out and saying things like, "Oh, I didn't know my knife was that sharp. I didn't know, I'm sorry." Everything is a little hazy for Yoakum around then, but he remembers coming to, lying on a table with cast members trying to keep him conscious, and finding his friend bawling next to him. To enter the attraction, each visitor must go through metal detectors, which Yoakum said were very thorough and attentive. No weapons are allowed inside the attraction. As we have continued to review the information, we believe that an employee was involved in some way, and he has been placed on leave until we can determine his involvement. We're going over all of our safety protocols with all of our staff again, as the safety and security of our patrons is always our main concern. The company that runs the haunted attraction has operated in the Nashville area for the past 8 years and has not reported any other security issues or serious injuries in that time. He was lucky, in a way, that the path of the wound missed any major arteries, bones, or tendons in his arm, although his doctor is still carefully monitoring his healing process. No charges have been filed. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fucking saying. Even with security and safety protocols, you don't know. Like, somebody could be hired that is completely insane. And when I first read the story, I was kind of confused as to why his friend would stab him. But at the same time, I feel like if I was in that situation and I was joking around with somebody who I thought worked there, and he was like, "Ha ha ha, here, take my prop and stab your friend with it," I probably would, but how fucking hard did she have to fake stab him for it to, like, actually go through his forearm? Or maybe it just was a really sharp knife, like the weirdo said. And if they thought that he worked there, chances are he was in costume. I don't really know how you would mistake somebody for a cast member otherwise. And if he doesn't work there, that means that somebody must have supplied him with a mask or with a costume and supplied him with a knife, because he would have had to go through the security. I have so many questions. I always have so many questions, and they always leave me very baffled, and I just want to know everything, but I know I can't know everything because I'm not involved, but I have a lot of questions. And given all of the other stories that I read, I wouldn't doubt that they're just hiring fucking anybody. Moral of the story, moral of the video, I'm never going to a haunted house ever again. I didn't go in the first place, but now I'm really not gonna go. I went to Fear Farm when I was in middle school, and I sobbed into the arms of my friend's grandma because I was so fucking scared. And one of the workers in one of the haunted houses was drunk as fuck and tried to fight my friend's brother and his friends. I think that I've told this story before, but I'm gonna tell it again because it goes with the video. But we were walking through this haunted asylum, and one of the cast members, one of the people working there, was following us the whole way through, which is not normal because normally they have a section that they're supposed to stay in. Like, you know, you walk through rooms and there's certain people in that room. They have a certain job. They're supposed to stay in that room. That's their place. But this guy was following us, and I was freaked the fuck out. I'm sobbing the whole time I'm in there. And so this guy's following us, and my friend's older brother was like, "Dude, leave us alone. Like, what are you doing? Go back to your fucking station." And then the guy got pissed, and they started arguing, started fighting, and then they kicked us out. Like, we didn't fucking do anything. And you could tell he was so drunk. And my friend's brother said that, I mean, you could smell the alcohol in his breath. The way that he was talking, the way he was acting, the way he was moving, you could tell he was drunk, or he was on something. But I'm like, I was already scared. Having a panic attack, holding my friend's grandma, and then this shit happens. I'm like, yeah, no, fuck that. I'm never going again. My dad used to take us every year to either the 13th floor or Fear Farm, something like that. And I would always be that bitch who just stood outside because I was too scared. I was too scared to go in, but I still wanted to go. It's like family time, but I would just stand outside. I would wait outside, which is not even any better because I have to wait by myself or with like a person who works there while there's people with chainsaws or masks walking around, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. And that's my own fault for going. But at Fear Farm too, there's a maze with no chainsaws in it. It's like just a haunted maze for kids or people who don't want to go through the chainsaw maze. And even that, I was so scared to do it because I thought someone is going to pop out at me. Someone is going to be in here with a chainsaw, whether it's some crazy lunatic with a chainsaw or he works here and he just thought it was funny to go into the kids maze. So I was even scared to fucking do that. Like, I would walk 5 feet in, cry, and run out. I could not do it. And at Fear Farm too, in like the lobby area, there was all these people with chainsaws and stuff. So I would shit my pants every time. I hate it. I cannot do it. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. I will have everything linked down below. And if I forget anything, please just let me know. But I will do my best to link as much shit as I possibly can. Sorry, this video is kind of random. It's like on a theme of haunted houses, but I talked about so many different things. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ramble about haunted houses for a little bit because I feel like I had so many things, so many stories to tell. But I'm gonna go. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye!